Bless up, it's your boy, Change Agent Cooper. Headed out to check out the Oxford House softball game. Oxford House is definitely my favorite housing partner for the returning citizens, as well as those who are in recovery, man. It's just a model that I really appreciate as far as how it's democratically ran. But this video isn't about housing. This video is actually about work. As Rihanna would say, work. And this video is about work. So just to be clear, like, I got my work ethic. I ain't gonna lie, man. I believe I got my work ethic in prison. While I was in prison, that's when I got used to, going to bed at a decent time, waking up early in the morning, ready to rock and roll. Lunch that we had the pack outs, ready to go to work, passing the time, something to do, and got a promotion to dorm janitor, from road squad to dorm janitor. But that's why I got my work ethic in. And since I've been out of prison, man, I've worked 2 jobs since I've been home. Like, I've always had 2 jobs. And anybody that know me can vouch for me, like, to tell you, like, when I first came home, I was working at the YWCA, and I had a side hustle selling music and sneakers and t-shirts. Yeah, y'all remember. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all remember me. Let me check my Facebook. You can see some of the posts I used to do from back in 2011. So I was working at the YWCA, and I was selling shoes and t-shirts and music. And then when I moved on to get my job at Neil Dobbins, I had 2 jobs. I was working at Neil Dobbins, and I was still picking up shifts at the YWCA as a wellness attendant. And I was still selling music. And then while at Neil Dobbins, I connected with Next Step Recovery while I was doing my internship while I was in the human services program. And then Susan, shout out to Mama Bear at Next Step Recovery, she gave me a side hustle in which I was working as a case manager and holding some of the guys in the Next Step Recovery program accountable. You dig? So I've always had 2 jobs. And so doing this video right here just to let y'all know something like about work and about work ethic. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for one, be careful before you try to measure yours by mine. Be very, very careful, because it's not a competition. But just know, like, I'm about that. You feel me? Like, I'm so blessed to get to do the work that I do that it don't feel like work. So it's gonna be hard to outwork me. You feel me? And for 2, I measure mine by my Latinx friends that I see in the community, my Latinx friends that I see in the neighborhood, construction workers, as well as some of my friends, that I have in recovery, and I see how they go and get it for their families. You know what I'm saying? And it's not abnormal for a person to work on Saturdays. Like, I done had some people say stuff like, practice self-care, oh, you do work on the weekend? Yeah, I do work on the weekends. So when people ask me, like, well, how do you get all of this stuff done? I work on Saturdays. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Like, the work that I do, this advocacy work and some of the additional paperwork with following up with people and goal setting and checking in on folks and stuff like that, man, going and getting somebody to fill out a W-9 and get a picture of their certificate, maybe taking somebody to a meeting or a ride from work, maybe talking somebody through a crisis, stuff like that, man. That ain't hard work, man. And so I'm here for it. And yeah, I work on Saturdays. Yeah, I get caught up on paperwork and other things that I could put off, like, in to-do later folders on my Outlook. What y'all know about that to-do later folder? Y'all don't know about that to-do later folder. But, like, that's what it's about with me, man. And it's about work, and it's about work ethic. And this don't feel like work. And I've been around, so I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Just to be clear, like, there was a time when I was doing work and I burn out. Like, I know when burnout is about to hit, and I switch it up. I mean, check my resume. You know what I'm saying? Those who's watching this video, if you're interested in seeing my resume, I'll send it to you. You dig what I'm saying? Say something in the comments. But, like, for real, if you see on my resume, like, I've had jobs, and when I burn out, I would switch it up. Like, when I was working at, Neil Dobbins Center, state-funded, facility-based crisis unit, it was hard work, fam. That was hard work, you dig? That's the real hard work. That's why I salute those people who are on the front lines, working at the crisis unit, state funds, limited resources and stuff like that. That's why I salute them so much, because I remember what it was like. And when the supply, whenever the demand is greater than the supply, that's a recipe for burnout, you dig? And so, I'm the kind of guy, like, what's going on with all this traffic? But I'm the kind of guy that, when I was in that position, I had a sponsor, I had a mentor, had a mentor at the community college, and so like I knew burnout was coming, and they was telling me like, switch it up. And I seen a lot of people in the behavioral health world having, they move around a lot. And the reason I believe that they move around because they know when burnout is coming and they do what they're supposed to do, and I respect that, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I know what time it is when it comes to burnout, and I will switch it up. And so like where I'm at right in this season, the work that I get to do, there is a lot of overlap between the work that I do, and there's also flexibility. And I'm the kind of guy I can maximize off flexibility. Some people get lazy when they got flexibility. You feel me? Some people, when they got autonomy over their schedule and they have that flexibility, they get lazy. And that's not me. You dig what I'm saying? Some people need somebody watching over their shoulder, telling them what to do next. And it's okay. That doesn't make me a better person than anybody else. I'm just saying, like, some people maximize off of flexibility, and some people, like, they need more structure. They need more accountability. I'm the kind of guy I maximize. You dig what I'm saying? And so where I'm at in this season, I'm ready to work, rock and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, if anybody know me, you already know what time it is as it relates to the advocacy work. And when I say advocacy, I don't want to just use it as just some blanket statement. Let me be specific about the advocacy that I'm doing, like access to peer support trainers, access to community health worker trainers, access to job opportunities after the training, access to the professional development opportunities that you need to finish up your certification, access to housing, advocacy for second chance employment, advocacy for WIOA resources, advocacy for vocational rehabilitation resources. That's what I'm about. Tangible tactics, practical. You dig what I'm saying? So when you hear me saying criminal justice reform, I'm not saying, I mean, it's people that's doing work, holding the police accountable and stuff like that. That's their lane. When I say criminal justice reform, I'm not talking about the police. I'm talking about reform and reentry. I'm talking about reform and reentry. From the day of entry to the prison to the day they come out. So when you hear me saying criminal justice reform, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The whole person, the social determinants of health of the returning citizen, the social drivers that impact the health of the returning citizen, that lead to them being a productive member of society or them reoffending because they can't fit the mold. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. And it don't feel like work, man, because I was doing this when I wasn't getting paid for it. See, I ain't just come on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Some people come on the scene with all of this because it's a hustle. And I'm about this. I'm committed to this. Before I had resources, before I was working at Land to Sky, anybody that know me know what type of time I was on. I was advocating for the people to get jobs. I was advocating holding systems accountable that claimed companies that claimed that they had banned the box. And I was holding them accountable to make sure that they was hiring people after they banned it. You feel me? So that's me, and that's my take on work. Yes, I work on Saturdays. And today, a part of the work that I'm doing consists of, hey girls, look at the camera real quick and say, hey, can y'all see the camera? Say hey to the camera. Hey, what today's work consists of is me going to support a Housing Partners softball game, right? That I sponsor the jerseys for. And then I'm gonna go deliver a W-9 to a guy to fill out, and I'm gonna scan his W-9, and I'm gonna scan his peer support certificate of completion for Valia Health, and I'm gonna save that on my MacBook Air, and I'm gonna turn it into the business office, and he gonna get a stipend that came from the funding that I advocated for. Shout out to Voices of Afro-Legend. This ain't work. We are not the same. My name is Change Agent Cooper. I'm not the answer, but I'm for damn sure the alternative.